Ladies and gentlemen, this marks a historical moment in Roselle Park history. This is the first time that the Borough of Roselle Park is going on live on TV 34. From now until about 7:30, we're going to be signing books. The Roselle Park History book is available in the back, and myself, Pat Pagnetti, members of the governing body, as well as former and past borough officials are here. So feel free to walk around and get your signatures. I'm sure 25 years from now, or maybe even 100 years from now, they'll be worth a lot of money. So I would encourage you, 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Birthday. On behalf of the members of council and myself, I welcome you to this evening's celebration, and thank you for participating in tonight's ceremonies. 100 years ago, residents, pretty much like ourselves, gathered today in an attempt to incorporate the Borough of Roselle Park in order to have better representation for their part of their community and neighbors. The work that our forefathers began 100 years ago continues this very day. We continue to seek better representation, improve our services, and better serve all residents of Roselle Park. So much has changed, but still today some issues still to this day stay. History will continue to record our improvements and our failures. And I believe tonight we should review and renew our sense of community, residents and elected officials alike. Let us begin today and remember that regardless of political affiliation, regardless of race, regardless of religion, we are all here to serve this community, to make it a better place to live. This is our goal today, as it was for our forefathers 100 years ago. And gathering together like we are now celebrates their spirit and renews our faith in our community. Hopefully this will motivate us to do better, to continue to strive for improved services, to continue to strive for better neighborhoods, and to continue to work together, whether it's gathering here debate the issues of the day, to discuss our concerns, or come to some conclusions on the better ways to serve Roselle Park. So often in our hectic lives, we seem to be running here and there. We forget to thank the many people that make today's day possible and to make the Centennial celebration so special. I would like to first thank the Borough employees for helping me, for helping the Centennial Committee, and helping the Borough of Roselle Park to service them to the best of their ability. How about a great round of applause for our Borough employees? I would also like to thank all the residents of this community for volunteering for this great effort, especially to the Centennial Committee and also to our Borough Historical Society. How about a nice round of applause for them? And I want to give out a special thanks, a very sincere thanks from the bottom of my heart to a very special lady who's here to not only preserve our Roselle Park history, but to also promote it for present-day individuals and residents, but to future generations. Pat Pagnetti. Pat? Putting countless hours into the Roselle Park History book, into preserving our history, and reminding us that Roselle Park is a very special place to live. As your mayor, I am honored to wish Roselle Park a very 100th happy birthday, and look forward to seeing you, all the residents, participate as we kick off our Centennial celebration. Now let us begin.
The one thing that I wanted to say is that when you leave here tonight, you can go home to your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren, and you can tell them that you walked into the 2nd century of Roselle Park, right here tonight, and you can remember this night. What happened 100 years ago happened right about where you're standing, and it was people like you. When I'm looking around the room, I'm seeing a lot of friends. You're all my friends. You're all Roselle Park's friends, or you wouldn't be here tonight. We want to preserve the history. We want to keep in our thoughts the people who started everything. They seceded from a town that didn't care about them, and we became something very special. We became family like no other family, and everyone who knows me knows how excited I am tonight. This is a big thrill, and I'm so happy to be here, and I know that you all are too. I hope you have a wonderful time. We're going to cut it short. We're going to open a time capsule, and we're going to find out what we put in there. What did we think was important 25 years ago? It seemed like this was a future year, and now it's here. We have food over here. We hope everybody enjoys it. Good night.
She's signing away. Also, our councilman from the 1st Ward, Bob Malisi. Bob. Our councilman from the 2nd Ward, Ricky Padillo. Fort San Dorigo. Our councilwoman from the 4th Ward, Linda Tanks. And our councilwoman at large, Phyllis Marabella. There are so many people here tonight, and I hope I don't forget any of those past and present elected officials. We'll commence our ceremonies with a presentation by our representatives from the 21st District, our State Senator Lou Bassano, and our Assemblyman Kevin O'Toole and Joel Weingarten. Gentlemen.
I'm delighted to be here tonight. I'm delighted to be part of this celebration. It's a great beginning of a year for Roselle Park to commemorate the event and start the celebration moving forward. Joel, Kevin, and I have a resolution that we'd like to present to the mayor, and we hope that you can find a nice place in town hall to display it. It's good to see so many old faces. I see Gene sitting here, and about 25 years ago, gone so fast. But, let me turn the mic over to Joel. I think he's the one that has the resolution.
Well, on behalf of Lou Bassano, Kevin O'Toole, and myself, we're always honored to have the opportunity to come to Roselle Park, and tonight is truly an historic night and a very exciting one for all of us. I won't read the resolution in full because we're going to follow the prescription that was laid out at the outset, not to have too many political speeches or ones that are too lengthy. But the sum and substance of it is to recognize you on this wonderful anniversary and to make sure that in another 100 years, hopefully we'll be back here to do it again. Kevin?
Where does all the time go? Just 6 short years ago, Roselle Park was only 94 years old, and I'm feeling like we're all getting old very quickly. I will tell you that hearing your mayor and listening to your council members and working with your council president over the last 6 years, I would tell you that your forefathers and foremothers of 100 years ago would be very proud of this mayor and this council and this town working in a very bipartisan manner, Democrats and Republicans coming together. I'm very proud to be here at Roselle Park, which is anywhere USA. It's a wonderful main street. It's wonderful to be here to see such a wonderful community coming together, and I couldn't ask to serve a better community than Roselle Park. Good luck on your anniversary.
The Mayor of Kenilworth.
Thanks, Mayor. He's correct on one aspect that I was formerly a Roselle Park resident. I'm a descendant of the Adace and Siri families. Very proud of my family heritage. A lot of people that I see out here that I remember, and a great bunch of people in Roselle Park. And I want to congratulate everyone here on your 100th anniversary. And also, it's not quite a state proclamation, but it's a proclamation from the borough of Kenilworth on behalf of my community, my governing body. Just want to wish Roselle Park a happy 100th anniversary, congratulate you, and we look forward to continuing our excellent relationship that we share in the future. Thank you.
Warren. We also have board members Alex Balaban, Rick Matarante, and Kathy Panetta. Thank you, Kathy. Non-elected officials from the Board of Education. With us here tonight, we have our former superintendent of schools, Ernie Finizio. Ernie? Mary Craig? Did I forget anyone? Oh, geez. Terry Scrucho. Terry, thanks for coming. Okay. I'm saving Ron for the end. Don't worry. At this time, we are going to have a special presentation given to us by the President of the Board of Ed, Jim Reiner. Jim?
Celebrating the 100th anniversary for the borough. The Board of Education has been serving the community for 100 years as well this year, and it's been the board's pleasure, and I've only been on a short time, but to work as diligently as possible to provide best education for our children in town. As I said, we have a resolution here and abiding with the guidelines. We won't read it, but I'd like to present it to the mayor and also hope that it will find its way to us. We also have some cards that were drawn up by the students throughout town that Dr. Sanko will now present.
Thank you, Mr. Reiner. It truly is a pleasure to be celebrating 100 years. This is my 18th month in Roselle Park, and it truly has been a wonderful experience. Board member Alex Balaban said perhaps we could come up with an idea in a way to truly celebrate the 100th birthday and include the whole Roselle Park educational community. So what we did, and I'm going to ask the Board of Education, current members and former members to please join me, and also former Superintendent Ernie Finizio as we present the card from the Board of Education and Central Administration. If you could just join me up on the dais. We're going to try and do this expediently so that everyone has an opportunity, as well as all the staff at the board office. So I would ask all those individuals to kind of come closer so they can all be together. And I would like to personally thank all the Board of Education members. I don't know if the community realizes how hard all these individuals have worked and how much they've contributed to the community. So on behalf of the Board of Education and administrative team, I present this card to the mayor and council. If we could move to the next, I'd like to ask the 3 elementary principals if they could join us on the dais, realizing that Mr. Farrier would be here if in fact there had not been a death in his immediate family. So on behalf of the Sherman School, our 2 other principals are going to make a presentation. Mr. Charles Costanzo, principal of the Ernest J. Finizio Alpine School, and Mr. James Daniels, the principal of the Robert Gordon. So we're just going to get the 3 cards. Tom Farrier is the principal of Sherman.
Roselle Park, on behalf of Aldine School. I came to Roselle Park 32 years ago as an educator. And as I told the students at both Sherman and Aldine School today, Roselle Park has changed in some ways over the last 32 years. What has not changed is the love, the caring, and the support of this community. When people ask me where I live, I say, well, I live in Roselle Park, but I sleep in Clark. So many of you have come to know. Happy birthday, Roselle Park.
I'm going to do both cards. I have Sherman's card and I have Robert Gordon's. And on behalf of the students, the teachers, and the parents of both schools, we would like to present these cards to Roselle Park for the 100th birthday. A little different for me, folks, because I was born and raised in Roselle Park. I went through the school district, graduated Roselle Park High Schools, came back, and have been working here for the past 29 years. So that I've been here a long time. As I said today, the mayor came and he was a part of our celebration today. It's a great place to grow up. It was when I grew up here. It still is for children to grow up. It's a great place for families. It's a lovely community because of all of you folks. And you're the ones that make Roselle Park what it is. I thank you for the privilege of being able to work in a town that I grew up in. Thank you very much.
33 years also. In here are 355 signatures of the students of the Roselle Park Middle School, plus the faculty. Congratulations.
And our last presentation, I'd like to ask the principal and vice principal from the high school to join us up here, Mr. Frank Palazzo and Mr. John Wagner.
A really wonderful night. I have had the pleasure of being a part of the Roselle Park family for almost 27 years at this point. I came to Roselle Park as a kid right out of college. I started working in the elementary schools, and it truly was a feeling of belonging to a family. And it has been a wonderful career for myself, and I appreciate everything I've been able to do here. Mr. Wagner has been with us this year as an assistant principal. It's been a pleasure to have known him for so many years, and it's been a pleasure to know all of you, so many of your own children that I've taught, including Mayor Joe here. Again, it truly has been a pleasure, and congratulations to Roselle Park. Here we go, George.
Like Rick Russo, who was former First Ward Councilman, and former Fourth Ward Councilwoman, Mary Crack, who later on in their careers decided to service the Board of Education. Likewise, we have had members go the other way. For example, our Third Ward Councilman, former Third Ward Councilman, who I actually started my political career out with, and enjoyed every minute of it, former Board of Education member and Third Ward Councilman Robert Bill. Rob? We also have former council members, Pat Vitorano. Pat? Joe Rubino. I would also like to recognize Felix Samalowitz. Unfortunately, he could not be here this evening. He had some medical issues that he had to attend to in the hospital, but he wanted to send his best wishes. So, to Felix, thank you very much. Also, council members Kaz Morosky. Kaz? Joan DeSimone. Joan? Sandy Thompson? Frank Capice. Frank? Annette Cirillo. Annette? Pat Riley. And Hank Kurz. Hank? How did I forget any? Phyllis, we got you before. Thank you, Phyllis. Phyllis has just entered the room. Thank you, Phyllis. People are not going to be patient, patience, and save the best for last. We also have with us former mayors of this great community. Prior to my service as mayor of Roselle Park, we had also a mayor for 8 years, Helen Ryan. Helen? We also have former business administrator for our school board, but as we all probably know him better, Bob Zagorski, our former mayor. Bob. We also have with us Ginny McKinney. Ginny?
One moment. Say it's wonderful to see so many people.
Ginny? You can never interrupt Ginny. Ginny, for the viewing public, would you like to come here and say something?
No, they can hear me.
They don't want to do it.
I just wanted to say that sitting in the mayor's seat, if you saw this many people out, you'd get pretty worried.
Tough cookie back then, and tough cookie now. And of course, at this time, I would like to invite up the former mayor. Actually, he has a letter in a time capsule to the mayor of 2001. I'd like to invite him up, especially Gene Carmody. Gene?
I don't even know what I said 25 years ago. But I wasn't planning on saying anything, but now that I'm here, I will at least say thank you for inviting me up. 25 years ago, I was the presiding mayor of this community when we sealed that time capsule, and I know we put a lot of goodies in there. Today, I happen to be here when we open it, by the grace of God, and still alive. Still, I guess I'm probably the senior ranking mayor now that's still alive out here. I don't think there's anybody. Oh no, I meant in time of service. Helen, if you want the distinction, you can have it. I know. You know, we think back 25 years, and my gosh, where did the time go? Senator Pisano said it here. He said, it just travels. And you know, but you wake up on Monday, and before you know it's Friday, and you know, it's just we're on fast forward. Sometimes I like to spin it back, but anyway, thank you for inviting me, Joe. It's my pleasure to be here. My wife is with me. She sat through many a long council sessions and trials and tribulations of the then governing body and the town. There's so many stories that I could tell you connected to Roselle Park when they kidnapped people. This is going back way back when they kidnapped officials so they couldn't vote on a particular issue. That was on. That's a true story too. But you know, we have a very good history here in Roselle Park. I think we've summed it up by saying that we are a caring community. We are one that works together. We surely have our partisan fights at times, but when it's necessary, we come together and we do good things in this community. Unfortunately, I'm no longer residing in Roselle Park. My heart is here. I am also a part of that cadre that was carried in and schooled in Roselle Park, and then had the distinct honor of serving as councilman and then mayor. I'm anxious to see some of the articles, and I'll probably remember them. I know I wrote a letter, as you probably have been asked to do at this point in time. But, thank you again. Happy birthday, Roselle Park. It's been my pleasure serving with you. A lot of time up here.
Our Borough Clerk, Arlene Troiano. our Chief Financial Officer, Jean Becker. Jean? Our Borough Engineer, Don Borriello. Don? Of course, one of the most important people in this community, our tax assessor, Paul Emler. Paul? Poor Paul. With us this evening, we also have our Administrative Assistant and Director of our Community Center, Karen Entile. Karen? And we have some of our former borough officials here today. We have our borough clerk and the one who actually, broke me in, Julie Coleridge. Julie? Okay, I'm doing good. And of course, well, I was going to wait till later because not only is Barbara Shallett our library director, but she holds a very special position this year in the Borough of Roselle Park. Of course, she didn't receive any more money for it, but she took on the job and the position with a lot of force, a lot of energy, and a lot of stamina. I want to especially thank Barbara for taking on the role of director, volunteer director, of the Centennial of Roselle Park. Barbara? Barbara's really been the cog in the wheel that's been getting the Centennial Committee organized. Barbara, thank you very much for this wonderful year and the kickoff of our celebration. Anyone else? Did I forget anyone else? Annette Ventura, who are you? Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Anyone else? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 8 o'clock. And it's time for what we've been all waiting for. 25 years ago, what you see before or behind me, the time capsule was put together, put in place, and sealed for good for all time, for 25 years. I'd like to invite up two very special people to help carry down the time capsule. Actually, Sandy Thompson and Lyman Thompson, father and son. Come on down. We'd like to invite you. They have been enormous. There's a very interesting, excuse me, Pat?
In 1976, Dave Keenan was the historian at that time. And a group of people from the Centennial Committee got together and filled this up with things that were collected over the year. Bicentennial and historical, 75th anniversary, Diamond Jubilee, you will know those words. It was sealed and it was kept in the library, and there were 3 or 4 librarians went by. When we finally got the museum at 9 West Craig Avenue, our artifacts were brought over, and we thought this was coming over, but it didn't. It was instead brought over to the Borough Hall. We didn't know that, and the library thought that we had it, we thought they had it, and it was finally when we formed the Centennial Committee, we asked where was the time capsule, and nobody knew. And we thought, how can we have a 100th anniversary without our time capsule? So we set out on a borough-wide search. And it was one of history's mysteries. It should have been on the History Channel. I believe it was Paul Endler who finally found it in the attic buried under lots of junk. So we're happy to say that it's here. It's been around the block a few times, but it's made it, and it's intact as far as we know. What's in the time capsule?
Let's find out.
We have a problem.
Can we call the chief?
Apparently. We're going to start putting things here. You can look at it later after you circulate it. Robert Gordon School, children put letters in here. You can look at it during the evening when you walk around. Please feel free to come up and read the letters. Okay, go ahead.
Again, we're ad-libbing this as we speak. Again, from Robert Gordon, they wrote a scroll of things to the residents. It said, "Dear residents of Roselle Park."
These are all written by different people. Each line is written by a different child. And they're saying what the town will be like in the year 2001. You realize 25 years ago, in 1878, these children were about 9 or 10 years old.
So let's,
Oh, the state is 78.
it's 76. I'll just note some of them. Let's see. One young fellow wrote, "We'll run out of gas." Oh, I know why. Go ahead.
This is what we were looking for. It was a photograph. These signs were all over town. I don't have to explain this too much. A program for the dedication of the bicentennial flag. We could have used 500 more of these. 500 were printed, called the Family Album, for the 75th anniversary. And we ran out of them. Now here's a brand new one. It's very well preserved. Oh, these are gift certificates for the anniversary souvenir book. $5, but they're here. Something from the fire department, asking people to participate in the 75th anniversary. Here's the yearbook.
And some 50-50 raffles. Anyone have the winning ticket?
What's that? What is it? Gonna have to dump it. Okay. Oh, I have to read this one. This is a surprise. Greetings to the residents of Roselle Park on your 100th anniversary. May some of the history of our town, which we have researched and attempted to preserve for you, be an aid to help you celebrate this great occasion. And it's signed Audrey J. Morgan, Roselle Park Historical Society President, 1976. And she's clear that one at it. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Looks like a tape of a movie film.
If I may. You thought we were the first ones to televise our council meetings. I think we were wrong here. This looks like the anniversary meeting of Mayor and Council from March 22nd, 1976 at Borough Hall. And also, it looks like a council of December 18th, 1975. So this should be interesting. Did the sound work back then? From the fire department, from their 75th anniversary parade souvenir journal.
A comprehensive calendar of bicentennial events east of the Mississippi. Good reading at midnight. 35th anniversary Roselle Park First Aid Squad. Everybody remembers this? This is probably the one that flew over Borough Hall.
I'll fix it, Pat. That's okay.
And our plate, isn't this plate
still got these sealed up in their garage? Look, how many hands? How many still have them? Look at all of them.
I gave mine to the Historical Society.
Right. A 75th anniversary coin. How many have those? Look at these people. They're such collectors.
She's going too fast.
Well, they're hungry. An insignia, a patch that demonstrates retreat route, 1976, Washington's Army. And that went right through Roselle Park. We have some relics for that. And this reads, Roselle Park Bicentennial Observance of Washington's Retreat through New Jersey. December 4th, 1976. Roselle Park Fire Department, 75th Anniversary Plaque, June 12th, 1976. Life magazine, the 100 events that shaped America.
That's unbelievable.
I bet it is good.
Probably get a lot of money for that now.
All right, we also have the anniversary committee folder with the 75th anniversary's letterhead and steering committee. Let me just read these very quickly. The members that were on the steering committee, according to this note, David Keenan, chairman, Edward Leonard, treasurer, Ed. Leah Roberts, secretary, Leah's here. School liaison, Mrs. Catherine Renner. Council liaison, Leonard Genova. Special events, Fred Colucci. Public relations, Pat Pagnetti and Paul Endler. Research, Audrey Morgan. Exhibits and special programs, Gaetano Sabatino. Librarian, Director Barbara Cohen. See Barbara? We had a director involved back then too. Liaison to Union County Cultural and Heritage Commission, Kathleen Del Nero. And listed are all the organizations participating in anniversary programs and the names of those individuals. It's a laundry list of people. Including articles from the bicentennial and the 75th anniversary.
This looks like a budget from the Board of Education, and the total is, it looks like $3,900,000 and...
We'll have to listen to that and put it on the air. We also have a copy of the Parker Scope, the high school yearbook from 1976. I think my brother and sister were here. We also have souvenir copies of the Spectator commemorating the 75th anniversary. I was going to read it, I'm sorry. Got to throw in a little joke there.
A lot of files from the Diamond Jubilee Ball and the Centennial Committee. Who's free to look at them?
Give a pat down how many people you have at that
Oh! I think this is the song. Oh, here it is. Okay, we want to pass this out. Mrs. Marilyn Hepburn's 5th grade class composed a song called Oh Roselle Park, and they sang it. Mrs. Renner was principal then. And I'm not going to be saying it, aren't you, Glenn? Is anybody?
For Roselle Park, you've been home to me. Let us join your Diamond Jubilee. Oh, Roselle Park, oh, Roselle Park, you are the symbol of democracy. Oh, Roselle Park, oh, Roselle Park. a testimonial dinner in honor of Chief Thomas Quinn, October 22nd, 1976, at Roland's Steak House, Westfield Avenue, Roselle Park. And who's at the bottom, of course. And some of them we obviously showed, but just we'll just, I guess, mention a couple of them. A Hip Hip Radio advertisement and program, October 1975. Letters from representatives at that time, Harrison A. Williams, U.S. Senate, Matthew J. Ronaldo, Congressman, and Eugene Carmody, Mayor. The family album, first day cover, sponsored by Roselle Park Historical Society. Of course, stickers. Beer mug, commemorating the 70th anniversary. Bicentennial sign. Copy of the song. See, I could have been forewarned. Copy of 1976's Roselle Park town budget. We didn't see that one yet.
Town budget.
The town budget's here. And the Roselle Park school budget. Letters from school children. See, we made sure, guys, that we hit it on the bottom of that town budget. Copies of the same, some publicity received. Life Magazine Bicentennial issue, and minutes of reorganization day. And their tape recording.
The Honorable Mayor and Mayors, members of Council, Borough of Roselle Park, dear Mayor and members of Council. This is an invitation to the sealing of the time capsule, presentation of a time capsule which will contain, you are cordially invited to be present for the presentation of a time capsule for the years 1975-76. This is about a brief ceremony. The public is invited, and it's the last of two activities of your Bicentennial Anniversary Committee. It's signed by David L. Keenan, who was chairman in 1975 and 76.
I wonder how this one got in here. You want to read this one?
Oh gosh. Oh my. I don't know if she's here yet. Today is somebody's birthday. Dear friends of 2001, my name is Kathy Pegnetti. I live in Roselle Park right now in this year, 1978. I live at 309 East Grant Avenue. March 22nd, 2001 will be my 33rd birthday. Oh, she's going to kill me. I am 10 and I'm in the 5th grade at Sherman School. I play flute in our school band. I have two sisters. Ann is 17, Donna is 14. My mother's name is Patricia and my father's name is Nicholas. My father is a police officer in Roselle Park. I'm going to try to be there when the time capsule is open to celebrate my birthday and the capsule opening. If I'm not there, God bless you all. Sincerely, Kathleen Patricia Pegnetti.
Okay, we have the last two envelopes. This one's to the residents of Roselle Park in 2001 and written by the Leonard family, for which they're here tonight.
I don't even remember this.
Remember? Come on up. If you're going to read the letter.
What did I write?
Same address, 504 Laurel Avenue.
It's still there.
Yeah.
I really don't remember this.
What did we say?
I'm going to read this first. To the residents of Roselle Park, we all enjoyed the past couple of years with celebrating our nation's bicentennial
and Roselle Park's 75th anniversary. We are very proud to reside in Roselle Park, a wonderful community of friendly people, excellent schools, and a great place for our children to grow up. As a prediction for 2001, we hope to see a new borough hall. And maybe a swimming pool at the high school. Maybe you'll be enjoying Roselle Park in 2001 as much as we have enjoyed living here today. The Leonard family, Mary, Ed, Kathy, and Stephen. And my daughter was 7 and 4, and I'm happy to say tonight my daughter's expecting triplets. So, and my son has a little girl, Kathy, who's 3 and 1.
And the last item in our time capsule is from the Honorable Mayor. Jean, this is the letter. Would you like to come up here and read it? Come on, Jean.
I have the letter, except I wrote, I was asked to write to the mayor who would be serving in office. And Joe, it's you, so let's open it up.
I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Oh God, I was proposed. I was known to go on, but I didn't realize this. It's dated December 4th, 1978, to the Honorable Mayor Borough Hall, Roselle Park, New Jersey. Dear Mayor, let me begin this letter by indicating that I was mayor of the Borough of Roselle Park during the 75th anniversary celebration of our community. Incidentally, our anniversary celebration also coincided with the 200th bicentennial anniversary of our nation. I'm preparing this message 2 years after the 75th anniversary year, due to the fact that our bicentennial and anniversary committee have been completing and cataloging, so I don't lose myself here, cataloging their activities of that momentous year. All of these historical materials will be secured in a time capsule, which is scheduled to be sealed on the evening of December 4th, 1978, and that was the invitation that we all had received to seal these necessary materials. It is my understanding this capsule will be kept within the confines of the Veterans Memorial Library for safekeeping. Well, it's here, right? Not to worry. That's the famous expression of Gene Keenan, the then borough clerk. Not to worry. For safekeeping, and will be opened on the centennial anniversary celebration of the Borough of Roselle Park. I've had the proud honor of serving the people of Roselle Park as their mayor for 10 years. Entering office on January 1, 1969, and concluding my term of office on December 31, 1978. Consequently, as I indicated above, it was my fortunate privilege to preside over all of our anniversary and bicentennial celebrations. Over the 75 years of existence as a borough within the County of Union, Roselle Park has always been known as a fine community in which to settle, raise a family, and live harmoniously with your neighbor, and in times of need, to extend the helping hand of friendship. I hope that in this centennial year of our borough, these basic qualities still remain and continue to make Roselle Park a fine place in which to live. Times are changing rapidly in our borough, as old customs give way to new, yet over our 75 eventful years of existence, our town has been able to capture and hold on to some of the small town aspects which makes it unique within this county. I trust that in the year 2001, these same fine characteristics of our community will have been preserved by the future governing bodies as they rally to meet the challenges of the latter quarter of the 20th century. I'm happy to have been part of Roselle Park's government over the last 10 years as mayor. I know you must equally be proud that you are serving as chief executive. I know you must equally be proud that you are serving as chief executive officer at the time It's to Joe, that's how it is. I know that you must equally be proud that you are serving as Chief Executive Officer when this time capsule is opened on the occasion of the 100th anniversary celebration of Roselle Park as an incorporated community within the state of New Jersey. Very truly yours, Eugene J. Carney, Mayor.
We have our freeholder and former councilman at large, Alex Mirabella. Alex, would you like to present your resolution?
Well, thank you, Mayor. It's really a pleasure for me to be here. I'm sorry that I'm late, but as chairman of the Freeholder Board this year, I had a meeting to run and trying to direct freeholders to try to run a meeting. That was a test. To try to corral them is like trying to herd cats. So I did my best and tried to move that meeting along so I could be here. I do see some former freeholders in the audience. Gene Carmody, Ginny McKinney, and most recently Henry Kurz. And this small borough has had the opportunity to have representation on the Freeholder Board, now starting its 7th year in a row, 3 with Freeholder Kurz, and now I'm starting my 4th year. So we really have made a name for ourselves in the borough. And had fine representation in the past with 2 Democrats and 2 Republican freeholders, so that's been terrific. I'm very proud to be here just to represent the board and also be a hometown guy. And I think it's great that in this the centennial year for the borough, that we have a chairman of the Freeholder Board from Roselle Park. And I'm very proud and tell everybody that I can, and I run into where I'm from and how proud I am of this small town that still has its family feel to it. So Mayor, I don't want to read this and go into too much detail, but I do want to let you know that today is Roselle Park Day in the County of Union and will be from here on in. So every March 22nd, you can look back and say that we have a holiday. In fact, I wrote to our historian today on email and said I woke up today and it seemed like a holiday for some reason. And I felt good about waking up in a town that's been 100 years old. And I have to give credit to the historian. I mean, what timing, the plan of birth to be right on March 22nd, that's just terrific. So it's great for me to be here with some of my prior colleagues and on the council here and the Freeholder Board and boards of education member and just people in the community. It's been a great town to grow up in, and I'm proud to represent Roselle Park. So Mayor, please accept this on behalf of the Freeholder Board and display it proudly.
My name is Eric Fidali, as Mayor Joe announced, and along with my Girl Scout sister, Shannon McGillis, we'll be presenting our Gold Award project through the 100 Years of Dance, which we selected our project because our wonderful town, Roselle Park, and we wanted to bring out a very important evening. Girl Scout Award, for those of you who don't know, is equivalent to an Eagle Scout Award for Boy Scouts. At our dance, we will be teaching you dances from the past 100 years, such as the waltz, the Charleston, the cha-cha, and the twist. Everyone's invited to wear different clothing of their favorite era. And it'll be on Saturday, March 31st from 6 to 10 at the high school. And admission is $5. And if you could please buy your tickets in advance, me and my mom will be here until it's over. So we really appreciate it. And thank you and happy birthday, Roselle Park.
Community picnic. July 7th is our 100th reunion for all those individuals that went through our Roselle Park school system and those that currently live in Roselle Park. October 13th will be our official Centennial Ball. December 31st will be our Roselle Park first night to conclude our centennial year. Information is available on the back table. Feel free to grab one before you leave. And at this time we have a birthday cake. If I could ask, for those people that have their candles, we need you to light them up. We're going to be, so please,
Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear Roselle Park. Happy birthday to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Enjoy the food. And to the Centennial Committee of 2,000 who are interested, we are preparing a new time capsule for the 100th celebration. If things go according to plans, we will be sealing the new time capsule December 31st during our Centennial year-end first night celebration. At this time, Pat has an official pen. Pat?
This pen was used to sign the original charter for Roselle Park and a telegram announced the incorporation of the borough. Here's the pen, and the Historical Society has been entrusted with it. We have ink over here, and if Joe would like to sign the next resolution with it, we'll save the taxpayers a lot of money by not having to buy a pen.
What are you going to do with the stuff from this capsule?
We'll have the items that you see here proudly presented, of course, in our Roselle Park Museum, also in the Hallway of History, and right outdoors of the council chambers, and we'll have it as a rotating display throughout our borough buildings. So feel free to peruse the items and enjoy our birthday. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I have the distinct honor and privilege to hold in my hand the official pen that was used to sign the Roselle Park's original charter. As you see here, it was an inkwell pen used back in 1901. Of course, no ballpoint tip pens, and really a true original. At this time, I'm going to prepare myself as I sign the official proclamation designated today as Roselle Park's 100th anniversary day. As I dip the 100th anniversary ink pen, this was the same pen that was used for the signing of the charter for the borough of Roselle Park. You can just imagine the time, the dedication of the forefathers as they entered in a new era for the borough and its residents. Just an amazing method of signing, one of which I'm not used to. I'm sure our forefathers were very anxious to begin a new year in history. And of course, the decade is now past, and we're still here providing the best service possible to our residents in this great, quaint community.